Good morning, class 12. In today's class, we will be doing the testing of foodstuffs. Now, what are we going to test in the foodstuffs? Our interest is to test for presence of starch, carbohydrates and proteins. Now, for starch, as you very well know, the test will be the iodine test. So, I would be doing my testing with 3 samples. This is sample A, this is sample B and this is my sample C. And these are the reagents that I will be using and I will be showing them to you as I do. So let's begin with the sample number 1. I will be taking a ml of sample 1, not more than that. And you need to check for the presence of starch. For starch, you will be requiring the iodine solution, which will be provided to you. So I add a few drops of iodine. Please check, observe the color change. That's it. Can you see the beautiful violet coloration happening? That's it. Just a drop is more than enough to test for the presence of starch. Moving on to the second sample. The second test that I will be doing is with the second sample, which is the test for carbohydrates. Again, you need to take just 1 ml of the sample. For carbohydrates, we use the Benedict's reagent. This is the Benedict's reagent and you would be adding a little amount of the Benedict's reagent. Have a look. This is blue. Now this turns blue and you need to heat it also. So I would be now heating it. You will need to observe the change in color. Can you see the change? It is turning yellow and then it would go towards brown. Yeah, that's the test for carbohydrates. My Benedict's reagent turned from yellow to orange. And the reason for this is that it transforms from copper 2 positive to copper oxide, cuprous oxide, that is Cu2O, gives you the orange color. Moving on further, we have another test to be done for carbohydrates and this test is already done by you, which is the Felling's test or the tolerance test. For the Felling's test, we will be using Felling A and the Felling B. This is my Felling A. You will take around 1 ml of Felling A solution. This is it. Followed by Felling B. Felling A is what? Copper sulfate solution. To this, add Felling B. Now, what is Felling B? This is sodium potassium tartarate. On adding the Felling B solution, see the change in color. Can you see the change in color? It turns blue. This is your mixture of Felling A and B. You should add equal amount of Felling A and B, 1:1 ratio. This is your Felling's reagent. Fine? Now, this Felling's reagent I will be adding to my sample number B. This is the food sample B that I have taken. To this I am adding the Felling's reagent. You very well know the test for Felling's reagent is for the testing of presence of aldehydes. So, I am adding this. It remains blue. You also need to heat it now. And we will observe what happens. If it changes color, that will indicate that the carbohydrate that you have is a reducing sugar. And you can see the color is changing towards reddish orange, again due to the formation of cuprous oxide, that is Cu2O. This is your Felling's test. You can also do the tolerance test, but I am not performing the tolerance test. So we conclude as of now that sample 1 was starch, sample 2 is carbohydrate and that too containing reducing sugar because we tested it with Felling A and Felling B. Now the focus is on sample C. This sample C, I would be testing for the presence of all the, that is, I will be testing it for starch. So I will be adding starch. Does the color change? No, it remains yellow. It is not going purple, which means what? That it is not containing starch. So this shows absence of starch because the color is not changing to purple. So my sample C has not got starch in it. That is one. Now I will check whether does it have carbohydrates. So I will add a sample and I will add the Benedict's reagent to it. And then you need to heat it. This is the Benedict's reagent I have added. And now I will be heating it to check whether sample B has carbohydrates or not. See, the color is slightly changing towards yellow and then it will go towards orange, because showing a yellow coloration itself shows that there is a chance of it having sugar in it, and that's it. Since the color is changing from blue, it has changed to orangish yellow in color. This will indicate that definitely there is a presence of sugar in it. That is, the sample C has carbohydrate in it. If you leave it for some time, you can easily see a orange PPT deposited at the bottom of the sample. Fine. So your sample B has got carbohydrates in it. Now I would be checking whether my sample B has a sample C has a reducing sugar in it or not. For that, what do? I need either the Tollens reagent or I can use the Fellings reagent which I had just prepared. Adding the Fellings reagent to my sample C, and I will also be heating it to see what exactly happens. This is my sample C and I am testing all of it, that is my starch presence as well as carbohydrate presence. Now I am checking whether does it have reducing sugar. If this turns reddish orange, which will confirm that yes, the carbohydrate in the milk is a reducing sugar, which means it has a free aldehyde group. Is that clear? So your your Fellings solution has changed from deep blue to reddish orange, shows that your sample C has got carbohydrate, that too a reducing sugar. Now moving on to the last and the important test is the test for proteins. Now I will be performing test for proteins in my sample C. So you will take the 1 ml of the sample. For proteins there are two tests. The first test is called as the xanthoprotic test. This requires you to add concentrated nitric acid. So when you add concentrated nitric acid and it gets yellow, that would be an indication of it to have a protein. Can you see the color, whether it's changing or not? Since it's pretty cold these days, so I would heat it to see whether it turns yellow. Yeah, it is turning towards yellow. Yeah, that's it. Can you see? There is a yellow coloration observed because my sample was white. The color on addition of nitric acid, if it turns to yellow, you can heat it a little to observe a brighter yellow coloration. That's it. Fine. So the color has definitely changed from white to yellow, shows the presence of protein in my sample. There are two tests for proteins. This test which you did with concentrated nitric acid is known as the xanthoprotic test, and the second test that we are going to do in my sample C, which is also for the proteins, is called as the biuret test. For the biuret test, you need to take 1 ml or 2 of the sample. To this you need to add a little amount of sodium hydroxide followed by 1% solution of copper sulfate. So on adding sodium hydroxide, nothing happens. Now you add 1% solution of copper sulfate for the biuret test. So I am adding 1% solution of copper sulfate for the biuret test. Can you observe the change? Please observe the change. Yes, it does. It is turning from turquoise blue, it has changed to violetish blue. That is the test for proteins. So the conclusion is that my sample number C was having glucose, carbohydrates and proteins. Let me tell you, this is milk and milk has sugars in it. It has a lactose sugar which we tested by means of the Fellings test, and we showed that it turns red, shows that it has carbohydrates reducing sugar. Plus you can also see the test of biuret, which shows that it has proteins. So my sample C had proteins and carbohydrates. Sample B had only sugars and sample A had starch. With this, I come to the end of the food test video. I hope you have understood the tests. This is a commonly asked exercise in your board practicals. Please do well, stay safe, stay healthy.